2022 election has attracted many leaders from the old to the youthful ones. But in Kakamega County and its environs, we've had many of the youthful leaders coming on board seeking for elective seats. One of them being Brian Lishenga, who tried his hand in elective seat for the first time, and he was vying for senatorial seat here in Kakamega County, where he emerged second after seasoned politician Boni Halwale, who was elected as a Kakamega senator in the 2022 senatorial race. I'm joined by Brian Lishenga just to get to know who is Brian Lishenga, because again, it was just in a short period of time where you just came in politics and people were like, okay, I'm Brian Lishenga, I'm vying for this seat. Who is Brian Lishenga, if people of Kakamega County would really want to understand who is this young Turk who came from nowhere and he was seeking for the senatorial seat?
Thank you, Violet. Brian Lishenga is a son of Kakamega. I was born here in Kakamega. My ancestral home is in Rosterman village in Shirere, Shirere ward. My father settled in Maraba estate, which is in Sheiwe ward. I've just spent my whole lifetime in Kakamega. Actually, I left Kakamega for university. Yeah. I stepped out of Kakamega to go to university. Before that, I was Mutu ya Kakamega through and through.
But by that time, when you're in Kakamega, going through school and all that, did you even dream of joining politics?
Yes.
You had a role model at that time?
No role models. It's just a passion for leadership. This was there it's been there for a long time. Maybe it's part of the problems of being an elder son, but maybe not problems, part of the fortune of
So you're firstborn?
Yes, I'm the eldest son of my mother.
Oh, okay.
My father had many children, so I have to clarify. I have to clarify that I am the eldest son of my mother. But I have in my father's house, I have siblings who are older than me. I have my elder sister. I have my late elder brother, and then me, and then the others who follow me. So yes, my passion for leadership started a long time ago. I believe it or not, I went for nursery school in Butere. That Butere primary, that is where I went to nursery school.
So you said you were in Shirera at that time?
No, my mother is a teacher by profession.
Okay.
So she was a teacher at Butere Girls High School.
Okay.
So tulikuwa tunaishi kule. Even though nimeambiwa na nikaona picha. But I remember a few things. Because I also have memories back to those days. I know there were a lot of monkeys hapo Butere. They would sneak into the house and take the sugar. But I went for nursery and class 1 partly in Butere.
Butere primary.
And those lower level pre-unit, I was in Butere primary. Then from there, class 1 to 3, I was at Musingu primary. Wakati huo mama alikuwa anafunza Musingu Boys High School.
So wakati mama akienda transfer mnaenda wote?
Mama alikuwa anatubeba. Akienda transfer tunaenda. My dad was very busy man. My dad Morris Lishenga.
Your life ilikuwaje? Ile una move from school to school.
It was a good life, you know. For me,
you una make friends all the time.
Sasa unajua ukiwa mtoi kuhama ndo raha. Tumehama.
Tuko kwingine. I have new friends.
Unalia kidogo umeacha best yako, but then you discover you have new friends. Yeah, it's a new house, you know. Sasa hiyo kuhama ilikuwa starehe. We moved quite a bit. So Musingu primary school, class 1 to 3. And then again we moved. So from Musingu we moved to Amalemba.
Wow.
So when Amalemba, mama alikuwa anafanya kazi na Kenya Finland Corporation, which was an NGO run by the government of Finland. Kefinko. That is where Kefinko, the name comes from. So mom got a job there. This was 1992 or 93, somewhere about there. But sasa hiyo ndio tulikuwa tunaishi Malemba. Na mimi nikaanzia class 4 to class 8 Kakamega Township. So I did my CPE at Kakamega Township. Yeah. nikashinda watoto huko sana. Shout out to watu wa Kakamega Township. Nikatoka Kakamega Township nikaenda Msingu Boys High School. So I went back full circle. Sasa unajua tulikuwa tumetoka hapo.
Ngo umetoka Msingu unakuja Malemba ukarudi Msingu.
Karudi Msingu Boys High School.
Wakati Msingu ilikuwa Msingu.
That time shule ilikuwa kali. Hiyo shule ilikuwa kali. Tulikuwa na head teacher wetu alikuwa anaitwa Generali Habongo. This man was a master disciplinarian and he was a very, very passionate head teacher. Huyo jamaa alitujenga. You know, you used to see the guy, you see a father figure, a disciplinarian, na akiongea na wewe hata tabia zako mbaya zinapotea. So, but he was a good head teacher. I think that was when Musingu those were the glory days of the school. And I definitely hope that those glory days zitarudi. But tulikuwa hapo, nikafanya hapo my KCSE in 1998. So I did KCSE. And then I was very fortunate, I did very well. Nilisumbua tena hapo, straight A's.
Ulikuwa A student?
A student. A student.
So wakati ukiwa primary uko secondary, mimi najua kwamba at that time, you know, like you're dreaming, this is my dream job, I want to be this, I want to be that. At that time, ulikuwa umeamua unataka kuwa nini, hasa kusomea nini?
I was torn between two careers. I was torn between medicine and law. I was torn between medicine and law because I had strengths in both areas, both sciences and humanities. I was comfortable.
So was it because of your performance or kulikuwa na kitu kilikuwa kuna sukuma unataka kwa udaktari kwa sababu ya kitu fulani ama kwa lawyer kwa sababu ya kitu fulani?
Yote ilikuwa kwa sababu ya performance. Let me not lie. Because I wanted something I had to do. Let me put it that way. Nilikuwa nataka kile challenge.
Ile yenye watu wanaona ni ngumu. Ndio uiende.
Nataka hiyo challenge. Unajua hata wakati tulikuwa tuna choose subjects. I mean in Musingu High School you could either choose physics or CRE. Hakuna vile ningechagua CRE. Nataka hiyo physics hiyo ngumu hiyo ndo nataka. So that was the drive.
1998 ukafanya KCSE. Sasa ukapata nini?
Nilipata A. Nikapita. Nikaitwa, so my choices nikiwa form 4. My choices zilikuwa medicine. So wewe unachagua 4 subjects. So I mean 4 courses the university. Medicine number 1, law number 2, civil engineering number 3. Alafu Bachelor of Science General, I think number 4. So you can see I was leaning there. But when the results came, I was told I had qualified for all of them. You know, it's just up to you.
Choose whichever you want.
Just choose. So obviously I decided to go for medicine. University of Nairobi. Nikaingia October 2000. And that was, you know, ilikuwa time nilienda Nairobi. Unajua?
Your very first time?
Second time. First time nilikuwa nimeenda Omo Pika box show.
It used to come on TV.
First time nilienda Nairobi nilienda Omo Pika box. 96.
So ulikuwa umeenda na nani?
Very young. Nilienda na mom.
So mom ndiye alikuwa ameenda kuparticipate ama?
Mom by then kazi yake Finko ilikuwa imeisha and my mother was in charge of inaitwaje children's home ama inaitwaje Kenya Child Services. You know, child welfare services. Mom was in charge of child welfare services. Okay. So she was the one who was the superintendent ya hii children's home ya Kakamega ya serikali. Zile zilikuwa za child welfare. So walikuwa wametoka Kefinko wako in charge ya child welfare. So there was what walikuwa wanaita Christmas show. So hii Christmas show walikuwa wale watu wa Omo Pika box walikuwa wamekusanya watoto kutoka Kenya waende Christmas show. So hii children's home ilikuwa moja hizo. So mama akaniambia yeye anaenda na hii, twende na yeye. Bwana hiyo ndio ilikuwa
first. So you tagged along.
Hata mandugu zangu walisikia wivu sana but it's all right. Hiyo ndio hali ya dunia.
Uliwaambia waelewe. So ukaenda, that was the first time.
So I don't remember much because tulienda tu straight kwa studio. I think ilikuwa KTN. Nenda tu straight kwa studio, show ikachapwa hapo.
You appeared on the show?
Yeah, but kwa audience.
Okay.
So unajua niko kwa audience. Show ikachapo hapo. Tukaenda, I think we stayed with some relatives for maybe 2 or 3 days, karudi Nairobi. I don't remember much. That was 96. But then now I formally went to Nairobi 2000. Wakati nilienda university. University of Nairobi hapo, medical school. Very interesting life. Very interesting life. Very nice. I was very happy to be there. Unaweza imagine, uko class, because tulikuwa selected 120 students. Unaweza imagine uko class, na mko, hiyo class iko na Kenya 1, Kenya 2, mpaka Kenya 20 wote wako hapo. It's the collection of the brightest students in Kenya in that year were in that class. Hata wale wenye tulisoma kwa magazeti, ati huyu ndo alikuwa number 1 Kenya, was in that class. There was another student from Musingo High School mwenye alitop Western Province. Mimi nilikuwa number 2. Anaitwa Jack Baraza. Huyo tulitoka naye Kakamega Township, tukaenda naye Musingu, na tukapatikana tena pamoja
University.
First year medicine. All the top students in Western, top students in Nyanza, wherever, name it, Rift Valley. Hata demu wangu wa kwanza alikuwa Rift Valley 1.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So anyway, it was very interesting experience. Uko na watu hapo ndo una realize you are not clever, because sasa wewe ukikuwa collected with 120 of the best students in Kenya, hata akili yako ile ulikuwa unafikiri uko nayo inakuwa neutral. Yani mko same.
Sasa wewe unakuwa tu yani gwiji huku village.
Village, when jogo ya village, huko ukifika ndo una realize bwana, Kenya has talent. Yeah. So
and brains.
Kenya has talent. Wewe tu ni mtu wa kawaida. So but it was a very stimulating environment, because engaging with these people sharpens you.
Yeah, sure.
So tukafanya hivyo. By the time I was in 3rd year, ndo nilika develop interest in student leadership. So this was getting into 3rd year, 2003, 2004, about there. That's when I developed first. Now wakati huo, if you now remember what was happening in Kenya, 2002, 2003 is when we were switching from Moi rule to Mwai Kibaki. And that also, so politics was our food, you know. Watu walikuwa wanaona ni kama Arap Moi akienda, mazee Kenya itakuwa paradise. Kenya will be heaven. Yani
mnaingia paradiso.
Yani ile mateso yote tumepitia for 24 years. Mwai Kibaki anakuja
is the savior.
And then at the time, remember SONU, Student Organization of Nairobi University, had been disbanded because, you know, it was also an opposition wing. Hiyo penye wakina Orengo walitoka, wakina Kabando, wakina watu wote, Babu Wino ni wajuzi, but you know many of them, Otieno Kajwang, Irungu Kangata. So SONU was disbanded by Arap Moi in 2000. Mimi nikiingia kampo, nilipata hakuna SONU. Ilikuwa tu imekuwa disbanded kwa sababu walikuwa wamesumbua Arap Moi hapo town sana. Walikuwa wamesumbua. Nairobi was not passable. You know, every evening riots. So to solve the problem, they disbanded the thing and expelled all the leaders. So when we were in university, tukiingia university, hakukuwa na student leadership. Ilikuwa haina, mna exist tu. So wakati Mwai Kibaki aliingia 2002, kukakuwa sasa na a lot of clamor for opening up of the democratic space. You know, people are now saying oppression is over. I remember 14th of October 2002. I remember as like it was yesterday. Nilikuwa nimemaliza cut ya microbiology. Remember kabisa. Chapa cut ya microbiology, na tulifanya hiyo cut haraka because that was the day, if you check in your historical records, that was the day yenye the entire opposition leadership was coming together to come up with the magic formula ya kutopple the KANU regime. Unajua, before that, Simon Nyachae alikuwa ametoroka na kitu yake huko ya Ford people. Wakina Raila walikuwa na kitu yao huko kando, na wakina Saitoti na Kalonzo, wakati walikuwa wamesema kama hiyo Kisirani itakuwa Kisirani. Unajua wakati Raila alisema Kisirani itakuwa Kasarani itakuwa Kisirani. So Raila had bolted out with NDP, na wakina Saitoti wamemfuata na hao watu wamemfuata. Walikuwa na hiyo muungano yao kando inaitwa LDP. Alafu kulikuwa na hao watu wa chai. Hao wase wa chai walikuwa watatu. So wa chai ilikuwa Kibaki, Wamalwa kijana na Charity Ngili. Hao walikuwa wanakutananga hapo Serena kunywa chai kudiscuss. Hiyo ilikuwa inaitwa NAK.
Hao walikuwa wanaitwa watu wa chai sasa.
Hao walikuwa watu wa chai. Every time, you know, Michael Wamalwa would say we were meeting over tea. Unajua? So hao watatu walikuwa wase wa chai, alafu kulikuwa na Simeon ya chai, alafu Raila na watu wake wa LDP kando. Alafu of course Uhuru ndo alikuwa candidate wa Moi. Quote and quote project your time. We were following these things like it was our daily bread. Mimi nakumbuka tukimaliza classes jioni 7 o'clock news, hizo student TV rooms packed to the brim. Paka watu wamehang kwa madirisha, Raila amesema nini leo? Na Wamalwa so it was drama, high drama. So anyway, on 14th of October I was telling you, maliza cut tukakimbia Uhuru Park. Uhuru Park, hiyo ndo siku yenye Raila alisema, and I was standing maybe 15 meters away from him. Mimi nilikuwa kama hapa na Raila alikuwa kama hapo. Unaona? So I could see him. Yeye na Saitoti na nani wako hapo wanashikana mkono wanafanya hivi. Raila naye anasema, anaambia watu, mkutano ilikuwa imeisha by the way. Actually the meeting was over. People were starting to go away. But so Raila was the master of ceremony. Anasema, unaona huyu Kibaki? Unaona Kibaki? Watu wanasema, si anatosha. And that was it. It was like a joke. It was not a pre-planned thing. Raila just said that like a joke, and Kibaki became Kibaki Tosha. I was standing right there when that happened. So we were very politically engaged. Alafu, of course, kura ikakuja ikaenda, Mwai Kibaki akakuwa sworn in, nini. One of our first demands as university students was, sasa wewe ndo umekuja kutuondolea ile story. We want Sonu reinstated. So me, that time I was pushing, I was a member now of the Christian Union. So sisi, unajua kama vile church walikuwa na the ufungamano initiative. Now even in the university, the student, the religious organizations za wanafunzi, because hatukuwa na Sonu, students were gathering around religious organization. So unapata main campus Christian Union, Catholic students, the Muslim students. So now that became our political vehicle, the religious organization. So I was there. So with other student leaders, we successfully pushed for Sonu to be reinstated. Hiyo ndo time yenye wakina Irungu Kangata walirudishwa shule, alikuwa amekuwa suspended. Now the governor from Murang'a wanarudi shule, so we pushed. From that, we had an election, the first election of Sonu in 2003, which is when I first contested for a seat. And I ran for campus representative School of Medicine. So I was now the student rep for School of Medicine, which consisted of Faculty of Medicine, Faculty of Nursing, Faculty of Dentistry, and Faculty of Pharmacy. The 4. So hao wanafunzi wote, mimi ndo nilikuwa mwakilishi wao. Na nikapita hiyo kura. So that is when I first got a taste of what politics is about.
So you had to campaign?
I campaigned. Hata tukaunda poster, hata zilikonga black and white then. Unajua bado watu wako wamekuwa kuprint poster was a task. But we campaigned. It was just a campaign like any other. Ile kitu haikuwa huko ni kupangisha line. Hiyo. Lakini bado ulikuwa unatumia pesa.
Lakini sasa hivi mnapangisha line.
Sasa hizi unajua kwa Basevre.
Kutinda mheshimiwa
kwa Basevre.
Kwa shindo.
But of course bado hata hiyo tulikuwa tunatumia pesa. The little pocket money ulikuwa nayo. Mzee anakutumia kwa 2,000, 5,000 na siku hiyo hakuwa na M-Pesa. So pesa ikitumwa inakuja na MoneyGram, sijui kama ilikuwa inaitwa ni hii ya posta hii. So after that in 2003, so I was an official for 1 year. Then in 2004 I made the decision now nitafute kiti ya university yote. Sababu hii nilikuwa nimepigiwa kura by only medical students, our nursing, pharmacy and nini. So nikaamua ni campaign sasa university yote. University of Nairobi is massive, 11 campuses, you know, it's massive. Kuanzia Lower Kabete huko chini hapa Kabete mpaka ukuje Kikuyu huku, ukuje mpaka huku Ngong Road. It's really like a big constituency, you know, you campaign. So nikajingisha ndani. This time nilirun for Secretary for Health and Accommodation. Now I had a distinct advantage sababu I was a medic. So ukisema Secretary for Health inaona but ilikuwa very competitive. It was so competitive. Hii ndio ile tu pia kuna gatekeepers. Ati hapa Kabete hawezi campaign hapo kabla ya kuona wazee. Ati umekuja campaign uone wazee. It's just serious. It's serious politics. Unaenda unapelekwa kwa room, unaona wazee, the gatekeepers in charge of hapa Kabete. Unaongelesha mzuri, unawasort. This is 2004.
Is that hectic?
It's very hectic. It's 2004, I was in med school. In fact, for me, the challenge was not even campaigning, was how do I juggle the rigors of medical school and running for political office. It was very hard. But this is how I learned how to do many things at the same time. So, nikashinda hiyo kura. Na nilishinda vizuri, yani I was surprised, but nilishinda hiyo kura. Very competitive. My closest competitor alikuwa ametoka main campus. So ideally ingefaa nishinde. But med school walinipigia like a block. Nikapika huku hivi, nikamshinda. In August 2004, I got suspended from University of Nairobi. Sasa unajua tulikuwa...
Reason being?
We were very controversial. It was very radical. You know, one of the things that surprises me is when I've been running for Senate in Kakamega, I have created the impression that I am soft, laid back, soft-spoken, nini. Hiyo ni uongo.
That is not you. That is not you. That's not the real you.
Totally not me. Hakuna kitu hapo. Mimi ni kichwa ngumu sana. Na nimekuwa kichwa ngumu for many years. Especially on matters of principle. When I disagree on something, I disagree really hard. And it's very hard to change my mind.
Ukamaliza university?
Yes, but I was late. So I spent more time there. Magoha ndo alinirudisha baada ya suspension. Wakati alikuwa mdosi, yeye ndo alinirudisha. Because Crispus Kiamba suspended me, I spent 1.5 years out. Magoha is the one who had mercy on me. Wakati alikuwa vice chancellor, akasema, in fact he told my mother, it will be a sad day for Kenya to lose another doctor. Because of that, I will give this young man another chance. So I owe my medical career to Magoha. Professor Magoha actually saved my career. Kanirudisha kwa university, nika graduate, nikaenda Moi Teaching and Referral Eldoret. Nikafanya internship huko. Very good experience. I learned a lot of medicine. Nikatoka huko nika move to Londiani District Hospital hapa Kipkelion. I was the medical superintendent in charge of that hospital. At a very young age, kwa superintendent hapo. Nikafanya kazi hapo for 1 year. Hiyo maisha ikakuwa ngumu. Wewe ulikuwa kwa kichaka bana. Ilikuwa hata kama ni utumishi kwa umma hapana bana. Alafu, but that was not the problem. Problem ilikuwa umetoka Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, the country's second referral hospital. Vitu ziko available. Ukisema nataka kuangalia kama kidneys zinafanya ama nini, kila kitu unataka iko. Alafu umerushwa huko ndani. Hata unajua unafunga hospitali wewe na watchman kwa sababu usiku mnafunga. Nikafanya kazi, nikajaribu.
1.5 years ukakuwa pale.
Nikajaribu, but it became too much. Nikaandikia provincial medical superintendent, nikamwambia hapana. Mimi nataka kurudi shule. I told him I want to go back to school. But wakasema you have not stayed out enough, we can't sponsor you. But I told them I'm quitting. So nikaenda, unfortunately ikabidi nisonge. Nikaenda Nakuru private practice. Nikafanya private practice hapo for about a year. About 8 months, 9 months. Towards the end of 2009, nikaona hapana. Because my initial intention was to go back to school. So nikaona hii pesa ya private practice nikiendelea kutafutana nayo, sitarudi shule. So I quit again, went back to University of Nairobi to do my masters. Nikaanza towards the end of 2009. Fanya masters. Wakati nilikuwa nafanya masters, Egerton University nayo wakaanzisha School of Medicine. Hawakuanga nayo. They had started around 2007. But now by 2009 hapo walikuwa sasa wamepokea the second group of students. So pressure imepanda. so wakakuwa wanatafuta walimu. So one of my friends, senior doctor ambaye alikuwa amefanya kazi na mimi Nakuru, na sasa hiyo alikuwa ameajiriwa sasa na Egerton University. Akawaambia anajua kijana mmoja ako huko anafanya course fulani ambayo wanahitaji. So alikuja huko kwa University of Nairobi akanitafuta. Kaniambia, are you interested, nini apply? Nikamwambia but sijamaliza shule nini, si watanisumbua CV. Akasema no. So umeprogress, uko na your progress report nini, we apply. Hawa watu wanahitaji watu wa hii profession yako. Hata wakikupatia job ya chini, anza tu job mzuri. So yeah, I put in my application and by the way God would have it, I was successful. So I started working for Egerton in 2010.
So by that time ulikuwa sasa ODEL program?
Nilikuwa?
Ulikuwa unafanya online classes?
Hakuna, hizo siku hakuna online classes. Nilikuwa sasa now the thing is I had to split my week. So na pia kukakuwa na arrangement na department yangu. So mimi nilikuwa naenda Nairobi Monday to Wednesday. Alafu Thursday Friday niko Nakuru. Na weekend. So Thursday Friday nafanya classes. Weekend naona familia. Alafu narudi Sunday evening narudi Nairobi. So I was just on the road, constantly on the road. Nika graduate 2013, maliza course work yangu nini, ka graduate. By then now I have worked for almost 4 years. By the time I was graduating. So nikakuwa confirmed, nikakuwa permanent and pensionable nini. So I've just been in Egerton since then, nikifanya kazi. Hapo kwa university nikirise pole. Nikaanzisha biashara yangu huko Nakuru. But now since just easy public jobs, they tie you down. So everything I was doing was now in Nakuru, Egerton. So I started a medical practice there, which grew into a small hospital there, which I still run. It's still there, in Njoro. So Njoro is where the main campus here, Egerton iko. So I go to class. If I finish my classes, I come to my clinic, things like that. And then along the way, nikakuwa elected Associate Dean of Faculty. So now I grew from being a lecturer to becoming now the deputy boss of my faculty. By then, what faculty ilikuwa imegrow, it was very big. We had over 150 staff, close to 2,000 students. We were now a big university faculty. So now I became the Associate Dean of the faculty. I did that job from 2013, immediately nilitoka masters. Fanya hiyo job from 2013 to 2019.
Wow.
I did that job for 6 years. It is 2 terms renewable, 3 years. I did it. And in that I grew in a lot of experience because I sat on the university senate. I was in many senate committees, many leadership responsibilities in the Ministry of Health. So I grew my leadership very rapidly. 2019, I now became the boss. So I became the Dean of Faculty now. So I was now in charge. But now I had experience now. And this was now a new ball game. But I took it in my stride. I did my best I could for that time. But I was getting restless, Now I kept on asking myself, I have to decide. I have been developing my leadership since 2003. This is 2021. I've literally been developing leadership for 18 years, So I have to decide whether I want a career in academia. That is, I pursue this, become a professor, and I stay in the university. Or do I want a career in public life where I go and become a public leader? Or do I want a career as a medical doctor? Now, the one for medical doctor was easy because I know I will always be a doctor, so it's not going anywhere. And I have the hospital running. So that I'm already giving to society there. Now it was either a professor or a public servant in politics.
So then, that is when you decided to join politics?
2021. When my first contract as Dean of Faculty ended. It ended in August 26th. So when it ended like this, I was faced with the choice of, do I renew it for another 2 years up to 2024? Or do I step out now and go into politics? So I agonized. Moyo iliumia sana hapo. But then eventually I decided one day when I wake up and I am 75 years old, if I will not have done this public service, I will regret. I will regret. I will say, "Ay, what if? What if?"
So that is why you decided to jump the ship.
So I jumped ship. I had to tender my resignation. And then I came here Kakamega kusumbua watu wa huku.
Sawa. So we'll have to take a short break. Alafu baadaye tutakuwa tunarejea na Daktari Brian Lishenga kuweza kuzungumza naye mafupi kuhusiana na maisha yake sasa ya kisiasa na kile kitu haswa kilichomsukuma kuingia kwa siasa na ni mangapi ambayo alikuwa anapania kuweza kufanyia wakazi wa kaunti ya Kakamega baada ya kuingia katika ulingo wa siasa.